Good morning, everyone. Roller derby fans around the world. You're watching Coastal Chaos 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament live from the Mid-Coast Recreation Center in Rockport, Maine, USA. Coastal Chaos is brought to you by the Rock Coast Rollers of Rockport, Maine, and New England Roller Derby Report. New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom-sewn to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armband and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available, so please see sociopath.ca for more details. I'm Gretchen Little. I am here with Brady Punch. And Brady, why don't you tell the fans about the special coupon code?
Yes, if you want a discount, please use coupon code NERD in all capitals to get free shipping until May 3rd on orders over $45 Canadian.
All right, today's first matchup is between the Hartford Area Roller Derby Hartford Wailers and the Fog City Rollers of St. John, New Brunswick Shipyard Sirens. Hartford's going to be in the blue, and Fog City is going to be in the white. Brady, could you tell us the rosters for both teams? I'll be back in just a second.
All right. So on the Hartford Area Roller Derby, Hartford Wailers, we have 00 Jetta James, 1200 Liberty Violence, 13 Flutter Rage, 187 Justifiable, 1942 Muhammad Ali Cha, number 2 Bruise Fin Tuna, 33 Kamikaze Killer, 34 Gory Kilmore, 45 Black Mamba, 5150 MILF of Magnesia, 608 Rebel Scum, 666 Tempted Tish of Ya. And for Fog City Rollers, the Shipyard Sirens, we have 1232 Allie B. Bashin, 143 Stunflower, 1982 KT Phone Home, 22 Chew Boinkya, 23 T and Crump Hits, 28 DC Kamikaze, 36 Dame Smash Use, 4211 Debbie Downer, 5 Alien She, 506 Haka Harlow, 666 Kimmy Crippler, 728 Banana Bomb, 828 Sassy Dick, 8772 Hits and Giggles, 934 Dozer.
That was pretty good timing there, Brady.
Yeah.
Here we go. Justifiable's jamming for Hartford. She is taking on number 023. I believe that's Tea and Crumpets for Fog City. All right, Justifiable is through. Lead jammer for Hartford. And let's see, Fog City getting their jammer out. Good work there. Oh, but 4 points go up for Justifiable, and that is it's a good start for Hartford.
Yeah, they look like they got one on Shipyard Sirens.
Yeah, boy, that's good hustle for the Shipyard Sirens.
Yep. Got to give credit to those refs out there, seeing those points, passing those hips.
It ain't easy.
Tough stuff to see.
Yep, our skating officials are Russell Phillips, General Relativity, Jean-Philippe Amon, Dizzy DeCapo, Guinness, Mother Felker, and Babel Fishy. Here we go, back to the action now. This is Hits and Giggles jamming for Fog City, but wow, that was fast, Brady.
So it looks like 1-3 Flutter Rage is lead jammer.
Yep, she's getting back into the pack, but Hits and Giggles is right behind her, and Hartford choosing to run the jam now.
And she is calling off from the floor.
Yeah, that was a big hit dealt out there. We'll see the number coming around in just a second. Shipyard Sirens, that was 120. 1-2-3-2 Allie B. Bashan. Brady, these teams played earlier this year, and Hartford took a big win Of course, things can happen differently. They played on April 6th this year. Hartford 268 and Fog City 92.
That's a big point spread. Let's see
Yeah.
what they can do today. Maybe they can turn it around.
You know it.
Anything can happen in Derby.
That is certainly the case. All right, another lead jammer going on for the Hartford Whalers.
Looks like that's Jetta James.
And she does have the Jets, but I'm really impressed.
And calling. Wow.
I'm really impressed with the way Fog City is getting their jammers out after Hartford establishes lead, minimizing the damage. So after 3 jams, we've got 7-3 score in favor of those Hartford Whalers.
All right, we've got Justifiable for the Hartford Whalers.
And I believe that's Tea and Crumpets jamming for Fog City. Yep, it sure is. Okay, Justifiable got lead last time, and
She got it again.
Isn't that the truth?
She was very fast, saw her way right through that pack.
Justifiable immediately back, not immediately, but seemingly immediately back into the pack. Wow.
There she goes again. 4 more points up on the board for Hartford Whalers.
Okay, and Tea and Crumpets has to take off the star, but she does complete that initial trip. So Justifiable's going to try and get a couple more. Throws herself at the pack. What'd she get, Brady?
It looks like the ref is throwing up 3 points.
Okay, 3 more. That's a 7-point jam. Not bad. Hey, Melissa Roberts from Central Maine Derby. We want to say howdy.
Hey, Melissa, what's up, girl?
Yeah, watching to support Stun and Giggles.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting and watching the stream.
You
we love
know.
you guys.
All the love. All right, we got Flutter Rage jamming for Hartford, and 8772 Hits and Giggles for Fog City. Fog City still looking for their first lead jam, and Hits and Giggles thought she had it there.
And, oh, did she get it?
She did.
She did. The ref called her lead. She just has to recycle back because they did knock her out.
Yeah, and this time the Fog City defense is getting pretty physical on Flutter Rage. Oh, Flutter is through, though, so now Hits is going to have to make a decision. She makes the right one, in my opinion. Yep, that's a tough situation to be in because she got her hips out. She was lead, but then, her momentum took her out of bounds, or actually the momentum that was given to her
by proxy momentum.
Yeah, by Hartford. Okay, who do we have on the jam line now, Brady?
Looks like we have DC Kamikaze for the Shipyard Sirens and Jetta James again for the Hartford Whalers.
All right. Hartford.
Jetta coming on the outside, through the middle, outside, middle.
Yeah, both jammers really doing a lot of juking back and forth. Okay, now we got 2 leads in a row for the Shipyard Sirens.
Nice going by DC Kamikaze there.
You know it. Jetta.
Quite fast.
Yeah, Jetta James is too, and she is closing on the pack. DC Kamikaze will call.
Looks like she got 1 point off of that. Hey, one's better than none, right?
You know it. And as importantly, Hartford got 0 on that one. So, that's the most important thing, as everybody knows. When we get a stoppage in play, I want to talk to you about the tournament structure this year, Brady. So why don't you remind me of that, would you please?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, we got Justifiable again for the Hartford Whalers, and I believe that is Tea and Crumpets for Shipyard Sirens.
Boy, Justifiable has got a 3-lead streak going now.
She is a force to be reckoned with.
I'll say. Very stable on the skates. Ooh, boy, she made contact with Tea and Crumpets.
Oh, wow, that was a big hit. Completely legal.
Yep, that was
wow.
Allie B. Bashan was bashing on Justifiable, but it looks like, okay, I thought for a second Jess was going to run the jam because Tea and Crumpets got out.
Man, anybody who's ever taken a fall on concrete knows that that is not fun.
I am sure of that.
Yes.
Thank you again for watching WFTDA recognized 2019 Coastal Chaos, brought to you by the Rock Coast Rollers and New England Roller Derby Report.
Looks like we've got Flutter Rage for the Hartford Whalers and Hits and Giggles again for Shipyard Sirens.
Okay, and Hits and Giggles.
Oh, taking a big hit from number 608, Rebel Scum.
Yeah, Hits and Giggles is going to feel that one all weekend, I'm afraid. But it didn't deter her. She's still fighting. Neither jammer has cleared the pack yet. And pushing up at the front now, Flutter Rage does get lead. Took 30 seconds to do it, Brady. Oh, and a nice little recycle job there by Black Mamba for Hartford, taking Hits and Giggles back to the pivot line for going up for Hartford.
Hits and Giggles still trying to fight her way through this pack, but she's coming up against a very tough wall there.
Yeah, and
she may need to find a different strategy.
Oh,
and she did a star pass. Look at that.
Yeah, when in doubt, Debbie Downer receiving the star for Fog City and forcing the call off now. One of the issues that Fog City had in that is that they had blockers going to the penalty box, and
yes.
the numbers were against them for the majority of that jam. It's going to be 4-3 in the pack now in favor of Hartford. Again, if you're joining us now, Hartford in the blue and Fog City out of St. John, New Brunswick, the Shipyard Sirens in the white.
Looks like we have Jetta James jamming for the Hartford Whalers, and we have DC Kamikaze for the Shipyard Sirens.
Right, you are, Brady. Oh, nice holdout on the outside there, yeah. Yeah, oh, wow, number 728, Banana Bomb for the Shipyard Sirens, doing a really nice job of holding off Jetta James.
We got lead for DC Kamikaze of the Shipyard Sirens. See how many points she can rack up.
Well, she can double their score with a 4-point scoring pass.
And there she goes with that exact pass.
That's right. The Shipyard Sirens have found a little bit of magic right now in the pack, holding off Jetta James. The pack is moving up into turn 3. That was a nice bump out by Liberty Violence there on the Hartford side.
Oh, and sneaking through on the outside is DC Kamikaze with 4 more points for the Shipyard Sirens.
Yeah, the Shipyard Sirens. Oh, we have a star pass now to Liberty Violence with the pivot stripe. And Shipyard Sirens tripling up on their score, it would appear, in this one jam.
Wow. What was that, a 12-point jam?
It was indeed, Brady.
Biggest jam of the game?
It was.
Nice.
Bringing Fog City to within 10 of Hartford.
Like we said before, anything can happen in Derby.
Yep. Did you ever see the movie The Cooler?
I haven't. Tell me about it.
Oh, well, it's a movie about a gambler who gets such a big debt. And he gets hired by a casino to just go to tables where people are winning because he's such a mope that he makes the people lose. That's why he's the cooler. The reason I said that is because now Hartford sends out Justifiable, and if Justifiable's previous jams were any indication, she could be the cooler on that jam for the Shipyard Sirens, but neither jammer really doing a lot now, and look at this.
Look at that. Lead jam status for Shipyard Sirens to Tea and Crumpets.
How about that? Justifiable in a situation she's not familiar with in this game, having to play catch-up. Oh, and Tea and Crumpets. Boy, the Shipyard Sirens are making a push, Brady.
They are, and it is admirable because this Hartford team is tough.
Yeah. Well, in that previous to this past jam, it just really seemed like the Shipyard Sirens pack all of a sudden got, okay, this is, maybe they weren't accustomed to the floor.
Yeah,
Maybe
that could be an issue.
it certainly could be it. We got Debbie Downer now jamming for Fog City, taking on Flutter Rage. Oh, nice bump out. Boy, there's just a lot of solid hits being administered. Ooh, that, yeah, you can see it.
Oh, that is a cut track call. I saw that. So, Gretchen, I don't know if you know, but I do a little reffing on the side, and I've been picking up my ref skills lately, and
Good for you.
I'm watching for certain penalties to improve my overall ability when I get out there and ref. So I saw that from a mile away.
Flutter Rage putting up 4 for the Hartford Wailers, and a shout out to Liberty Violence, because Liberty Violence really made that cut happen with the bump out on Debbie Downer, and Debbie's momentum kept her going. And now we've got a call off by Flutter Rage, so it's a 4-0 jam. Hartford going to freeze Debbie Downer in the penalty box right now.
Now that is a good strategy because she is their jammer, so they are going to start on a power jam.
Sure.
For those of you who aren't familiar with the terminology out there. So, and that's another thing that I love about roller derby is that there is strategy involved here. There's
all the time.
Thinking going on all the time, and sometimes that thinking has to be really, really quick. And I think that was a good decision on their jammer's part from Hartford because they froze her. And even if it's just for a couple seconds, that can still give them a couple seconds of an advantage. And it looks like it worked because
That's right. Black Mamba.
Hartford has the lead.
Black Mamba for Hartford was out in front, lead jammer, and Debbie Downer was then released from the penalty box. Got through quickly as well, so just 1 point going up for Hartford.
But again, one better than none.
You know it. And again, we've got Justifiable to the jam line for Hartford. DC Kamikaze with the star for Fog City. 4-on-4 in the pack, Brady.
All right.
Liberty Violence, a former Pennsylvania skater. She skated for Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Radicals for many years. Justifiable is through the pack, but DC Kamikaze is making up ground about a quarter of the track behind her.
Oh, was that an apex jump?
I believe it was.
Nice.
And this time Justifiable is going to run the jam. DC Kamikaze bumped to the outside by number 00, Jetta James for Hartford. That's
Nice move there by DC Kamikaze to avoid that hit from Flutter.
Yeah,
Jetta.
Yeah, Banana Bomb with the bump out for Fog City. This is an interesting change of tactics for Hartford, choosing to run the jam long. Justifiable gets 4 more. 2 go up for Shipyard, though. So
I think they wanted a little bit more of a point spread, and that's why they sent
they
Jess
were gambling
out there.
a little bit. Yeah, and actually, Fogyard Sirens or the Shipyard Sirens, the Fog City Shipyard Sirens, did a pretty good job of combating that, coming up with 6 of their own.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm looking over at the penalty box. I see 2 Shipyard Sirens in there, so it's a 4-2 pack advantage for Hartford. They're sending out Flutter Rage versus Tea and Crumpets.
And it looks like Hartford has lead. That's Flutter Rage coming around the track.
Oh boy, penalties really piling up now on Fog City.
Where are all the Hartford players? Taking a break in the box?
Well, Fog City actually, yeah.
Oh, Fog City.
All right. Tea and Crumpets did manage to make it out, but okay. 4-0. Hartford, Fog City put a little scare in Hartford about 5 minutes ago. Hartford has responded pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Got hits and giggles for the Shipyard Sirens.
Well, for Hartford.
For Hartford.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, it is Shipyard, right? They're right. White,
okay.
right?
It's early. Please help us. You're helping
Gretchen,
us.
have you had all your coffee yet?
I don't know. You're helping us enough just by watching, and we're happy that you're here. Watching Coastal Chaos 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament.
Nice hit.
Oh, yeah, the hits are coming, and neither jammer able to do much. Oh, look at Hits and Giggles there, really putting on the speed, but lead going to Black Mamba for Hartford. All of a sudden, the pack has stopped in the middle of turn 2. Oh. Black Mamba with a textbook hit and quit. Okay, that's taking Hartford now to 47. Shipyard Sirens of Fog City Rollers.
I have a feeling it's going to be that kind of game from now on because Hartford got the hint that the Sirens were picking up on their game, so now they're like, you know what we're going to do? Hit it and quit it.
Yeah, I think that's probably a wise strategy at this point. Well, we're going to talk about that a little more. As Justifiable now taking on DC Kamikaze. Justifiable, I don't know how she kept both skates
Fancy
in bounds there. Yeah.
Wow.
But she was able to do it. She is lead jammer. DC Kamikaze is
she is
thrown
officially out
there by Kamikaze Killer, but able to make it out. 4 go up for Hartford.
I guess Jess going to call? No, she is not.
No, Jess has decided to run these jams. Oh, that's nice defense there. That is, unfortunately, a forearm penalty is being called. I believe that's Dame Smashu's. She stopped Jess to 5. No, excuse me, that's 506. Haka Harlow. But, she stopped Justifiable dead in her tracks.
She did.
But called for the forearm, I believe. So still 2 Shipyard Sirens in the penalty box as we are going to get ready. Let's see. We've got a time called on the track. Time out now being called by Fog City. Okay.
Gretchen, I think this would be a good time to talk about the tournament structure. Here's
Thank
a reminder.
you, Brady. Thank you so much. It's exactly right. Okay, what we have here, we got 8 teams. We've got 2 brackets. Okay, so bracket 1 is Mass Attack and Granite State, who we saw play last night. Mass Attack took the win. Now we've got Hartford area and Fog City. Those teams will play each other. Okay, in a 4-team round robin. All right. Bracket 2, Black Rose of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Hellions of Troy from Schenectady, New York, who you will see in the next game. Halifax from Nova Scotia, Anchor City Rollers, and the Bay State Brawlers are in bracket number 2. They will all play each other. Okay. Now, there will be a champion. The first potential championship would be if one team goes undefeated and no other team does. Okay? They will be the champion. It's completely possible that could happen. It's also possible that, we're going to have like 3 teams that are 2-1. Okay? So if we go to that, then it's going to be decided based on point differential. Within bracket play. Okay? So, put your thinking cap on and see how that affects your strategic decisions as the game goes on. So, point differential could very well be the deciding factor in the champion of the tournament.
All right. Well, do you know why they decided to do it that way?
I do. We can talk about that a little later. Why don't we get back to the action? Yeah, we've got Flutter Rage, who is putting up points for Hartford Whaler, and Shipyard Sirens did get through. Oh, a hustle point at the end. Yeah. 9-1 on the jam in favor of Hartford. 10:35 right now to go in this first period. Excuse me. The WFTDA Recognized Tournaments program recognizes and supports high-quality WFTDA member-hosted tournaments worldwide, of which Coastal Chaos 2019 is one, Brady.
Cha-ching.
All right, Black Mamba, who is not in the jammer rotation to start the game, but is now jamming for Hartford.
Hits and Giggles coming around the track very fast to get some points up on the board.
Yeah, for the Shipyard Sirens of Fog City Rose. Oh, good defense there, though, by Jetta James. Scoreless jam. Interesting there how Hartford switched their jammer rotation. Jetta James equally as proficient at blocking as she is at jamming.
Yes, I was surprised. I was like, wait a second, she's blocking too? Jack of all trades right there.
Oh, boy, I'll say.
It's good to be well-rounded on a roller derby team, I would say.
Oh, yeah, it sure is because, and especially what used to be known as Division III competition, you're going to have to, step outside your comfort zone. The teams can't really afford to have specialty players necessarily. Right. Justifiable once again with lead jammer status for Hartford. Stunflower now in the first jam of the game for Fog City has made it through the pack. And Justifiable taking no chances this time as Sassy Dick knocks her to the outside.
But it looks like she didn't gain any points on that, though. She didn't pass the hips, so that's an important part of roller derby. When you're scoring points, you got to pass those hips.
Really good defense, though, by the Shipyard Sirens. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to play from behind. Oh, and Justifiable. Yeah, picking up first jammer penalty for Justifiable, at least. DC Kamikaze just racked there by Bruce Ventuna.
And Jess is going to be in there for a full 30 seconds because it looks like she sat between jams.
Yes. Liberty Violence now leading the charge for Hartford, trying to kill this penalty and doing a pretty solid job of it, Brady.
She is. She brings her back very, very far back from the pack.
Yeah, teaming up with Kamikaze Killer. Kamikaze Killer is called off. But, wow, well done, Hartford. They killed that.
Jess is moving that whole entire wall around the track. Oh, no.
Well,
no low blocks on that. Oh, one low block on that one.
If you can't go through them, just go over 'em.
And it looks like despite that penalty, Jess came out and got lead jammer status.
That's right. Lead was still open, so Hartford doing a really good job killing that penalty. DC Kamikaze is through now, and Justifiable looks over to the bench, says, no, I'm going to roll it. Possibly because Hartford, with one blocker in the box, wants to get them back out of the box.
Because if you call it off, guess what? You're freezing your own people in the box. Not a good strategy.
Well, and it worked out because Jess was able to scoot inside, pick up 4 more. So 8-4 on the jam, and the Hartford blocker was released. So, yeah, nicely done, Hartford Wailers. We got 70-33 right now, and we have another timeout. This time being called by Hartford, and this gives us time to track some of the other WFTDA recognized tournaments. Actually, 2 more going on this weekend.
Got K-Town Shakedown in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Man, that is such a fun word to say, Kalamazoo. And that is hosted by Kalamazoo Derby Darlings. We've got Put Up Your Tokes.
Put up your toques.
Toques. I knew I was saying that wrong.
Yeah, Chad schooled me on that.
Got it. So Put Up Your Toques is happening May 3rd through the 5th in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And that's hosted by Tri-City Roller Derby.
And, of course, that same weekend, the Big O will be in Eugene, Oregon, hosted by the Emerald City Roller Girls. A lot of great action. We'll talk to you about some more of these upcoming WFTDA recognized tournaments, but right now we're getting ready to play roller derby again, Brady.
Hits and giggles for the Shipyard Sirens, and it looks like we have Flutter for the Hartford Wailers.
Yep, Flutter Rage trying the inside. That's not there. Now getting ridden outside by Alien She. Oh, big hit
Very
there.
nice hip check to the inside.
Yeah, Kamikaze Killer is a very agile blocker and covers a lot of space.
She does, indeed. It's that drill they do when they say from 1 to 4 and they switch the lanes. That's putting it into practice right there.
Okay, Flutter Rage able to evade the defense, puts up 4 points and calls off the jam. Yeah, we've got we got a couple folks watching tonight or today. Mubat, beautiful Banshee, Princess Raby's face says "Go Mamba," and beautiful Jess. I guess Princess is a Hartford fan. We're glad to have you along here on New England Roller Derby Report. Black Mamba back to the track. Once more, lead jammer, Brady. Let's see, 23 is Tea and Crumpets for Fog City.
That was a nice little pirouette to the inside by Tea and Crumpets.
It sure was. That'll get her out. That'll force the call. Black Mamba calling off the jam. 3 points. Oh, we got an official review now. Yeah, it's being requested by the Shipyard Sirens, and why not at this point with 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. There's no reason to go into halftime without using it.
True.
All right, hopefully one of our crack announcing crew here, George Carnage, is in the mix right now, former official himself. So I'll try to get word on what the official review is about here in just a second. Also coming up later on in May, another couple of WFTDA recognized tournaments. We've got Flat Track Fever going on May 10th through 12th in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, hosted by Calgary Roller Derby. And Paris is Burning.
No, it's not.
The Deuxième edition, May 25th and 26th in Paris, France, hosted by Les Quad de Paris.
Ooh, Paris. Gretchen, have you ever been to Paris?
I have, but it was so long ago. My family went when I was a child.
Oh.
And, so, I mean, I remember being there.
Yeah.
I remember
Not
few things
Yeah.
about it. But I don't have specific memories so much. Yeah,
I went there when I studied abroad in Germany, and I had a week after to kind of bop around Europe, and I chose to go there and saw Notre Dame and then walked down the Champs-Élysées, and it was so nice to just be there by myself and kind of bop around and do whatever I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. Would love to be invited to Paris is Burning, but I don't think I'm quite up there right
Well,
just
you never
yet.
know.
And I might have to learn French.
Oui. Quel dommage. I know that much.
That's more than me.
All right. Well, I understand that the Shipyard Sirens were looking for a track cutting penalty on that right before that call off. They didn't get it, so they will
lose that.
Yeah, they'll lose that review. Okay, Justifiable once again, just showing
right to the inside.
Yeah, great ability to shrug off some pretty powerful hits and stay in bounds. DC Kamikaze skating from behind.
Wow, nice apex jump and call by Jess. Putting up 4 more points.
That's right. Hartford 81 and Shipyard Sirens. Here we go on the replay, I believe. Brady, if you can take a look there.
I can. Whoa, that was amazing.
It's always the thing that gets me about a jammer who knows how to stick the apex landing, and continue on like that, is that you have to make a decision which foot you're going to land on.
Yep. And she landed, I believe, on her right foot.
Yeah.
I wonder if she writes with her right hand.
It's interesting.
Someone lost a toe stop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we've got a jammer race right now. Hits and Giggles is not lead, but right there with Flutter Rage. And Flutter Rage is going to go ahead and call off the jam, a scoreless jam. One of the Shipyard Sirens is coming over with that toe stop. It is hers. Indeed, it's 143 Stunflower. It's going to have to get some quick skate repair, excuse me. And once again now we have official review, this time being called for by Hartford. we'll see what this one is about. All right. Well, hey, following up on Paris is Burning, another European WFTDA recognized tournament will be taking place the weekend of May 31st through June 2nd. That's going to be Finvitational in Helsinki, Finland,
Ooh.
hosted by the Kallio Rolling Rainbow. It's the Kallio Finvitational.
Nice.
Excuse me. Midwest Brouhaha that same weekend, May 31st through June 2nd, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, hosted by the Brew City Bruisers. Okay, Me Too says, I don't understand this sport. How do you score? What's the objective? Brady, you want to take a shot at that?
All right, so Me Too. So how you score is when the jammer, who has the star on their helmet, passes the hips of their opponents, they score a point. Now, they could be knocked out of bounds, but they still retain those points if they passed legally, meaning upright, and they still grab those points and they come around the track and score some more points. Now, you can't score points until you've made an initial pass, which means you have to get out of the pack first, come around the track, and you go through, and that's called a scoring pass. So that's how you score points pretty much in a nutshell, right?
Yeah, Brady, I couldn't have said it better myself. There are some fairly important rules that you have to consider. There are legal and illegal target zones.
Correct.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
So there are legal zones where you can hit someone out of bounds, and that would be well, you know, it would be better if I could show everybody. But, you know, Google an image of legal hitting zones in roller derby, and you'll see an image pop up where it shades in the areas that you can hit. You also cannot hit with certain body parts.
Correct.
So you have to keep in mind when you're going through the pack, you know, if you're coming at the backs of people, for example, you don't want to hit them in a certain spot in their back because that is a back block. You will get called on a penalty and get sent to the box for 30 seconds.
That's right. Well, we appreciate that that discussion, Brady. We're back to the action now. I believe that Hartford has not retained their official review. In fact, I'm quite sure of that. Looking over at the scoreboard, Black Mamba got lead, had to call off the jam, though, as coming in hot after the star pass was Debbie Downer for the Shipyard Sirens. So 1 point goes up for Hartford with 3:22 to go in the first period. Hartford 82, Shipyard Sirens 33. Who's on the line now?
Looks like we have DC Kamikaze and Justifiable.
Okay, Justifiable really taking charge for the Whalers in this first period, but oh my.
Whoa, and a rough and tumble fall down there.
This is
no penalties assessed, though.
No.
I don't think from that tumble there was.
Oh, DC Kamikaze just coming out of the pack with an attitude.
Yes. It looks like she had a scowl on her face. She's like, I'm going to do this.
Isn't that the truth? Okay, she's into the pack for points. Justifiable is knocked to the infield, and 934 Dozer was able to protect her point at the rearward portion of the pack to go up for DC Kamikaze and the Shipyard Sirens. That's a very productive jam for Fog City.
Thank you to Banshee. Hi, Banshee. And Jim for backing me up on those rules and specifics there that I couldn't really get into. Thank you for educating people on the world of derby.
All right, Hits and Giggles with the star for Fog City, and it's Flutter Rage for Hartford. It's a pack advantage for Fog City right now, and another blocker going out. That's Bruce Fintuna. We got rollback in progress thanks to Kamikaze Killer.
Now that's an interesting strategy. The pivot for Shipyard came back and helped out her jammer by blocking that one blocker who was trying to prevent her from getting any points.
Yeah,
that was a good strategy.
It was, and it worked. Now Flutter Rage is through, and Hits and Giggles only through on that initial trip you were talking about.
Ooh,
now,
look at our timing over there. We got 1:14 and 1:10.
That's right.
Period clock and jam clock, very, very close.
Oh, boy. And so far, Flutter Rage is just going to let it roll. See, the lead jammer, for those of you who are new to the game, has the option of calling the jam. And we've seen that a lot in this first period. Hits and Giggles does get all 4 points. And 4 more going up now for Flutter Rage. 8-4 on the jam. Hartford threatening on the century mark, as we like to say. If you score 100 points, Shipyard Sirens on 39 right now. 30 seconds to go.
Squeezing in one last jam
Yep.
here.
This will most likely be the final jam of the first period. It's going to be Black Mamba taking on Tea and Crumpets. And there's the whistle. We are underway. Oh, Tea and Crumpets finds room inside.
I think that was the fastest through the pack moment I have seen in this game so far.
Yeah.
Even coming up against Justifiable.
Well, and you know, the cool thing about that was it was coordinated pack work. Oh, no, a back block going on Tea and Crumpets.
Oh,
so
whammy.
all of that great work for naught.
So what this means is that we are going to go the full 2 minutes in this jam because the lead jammer got called on a penalty. So she can no longer end the jam whenever she wants.
That's right. Sorry, but them's the rules, Brady.
Yup, them's the rules.
Well, that's going to do it. One more going up for Hartford, as I believe. All right. Well, the scoreboard clock here in the Midcoast Recreation Center says 14 minutes and 36 seconds of intermission. 5 points, yes, on that jam for Hartford. 0 for Shipyard, and that means that we're going to go into halftime with the score 95-39. Any thoughts, Brady?
Yes, I wanted to give a special shout out to my friends over here at Nerd Derby Woo, because
that's right. Chad and Lady Lana are bringing the goods.
This stream is looking fantastic. I love the replays. I love the quality. It is so amazing to watch sitting behind the table, but I'm sure even better to watch when you're at home because it's not grainy or weird lighting or anything like that. How do you guys feel about the stream?
That's right. We want to thank you for watching Coastal Chaos 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament brought to you by the Rock Coast Rollers and New England Roller Derby Report. We'll be back with the second period in 13 minutes. Welcome back to Coastal Chaos 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament live from the Midcoast Recreation Center in Rockport, Maine, USA. This is game number 2 to start off day number 2. I'm Gretchen Little. I'm here with Brady Punch. Yeah, good to see you again, Brady. In Hartford, handling the Shipyard Sirens of Fog City pretty effectively in this first period. But I tell you what, you can't let these Fog City, you can't take them for granted. Fog City has had a couple of jams where they really showed a lot of defense and a lot of offense. Mm-hmm. So Hartford's going to have to keep their foot on the pedal. As we were talking about, the tournament structure here is such that we have 2 brackets of teams. Bracket 1 is Hartford, Fog City, Granite State, and Mass Attack, Granite State and Mass Attack played yesterday, and Mass Attack took that victory. Bracket 2 is Black Rose, the Hellions of Troy, and Halifax of Halifax, Nova Scotia, the Anchor City Rollers, and the Bay State Brawlers of Fitchburg, Massachusetts. Each of those brackets will play a round robin among each other, and the tournament champion will be awarded first off possibly on the basis of wins. If one team wins all their games, I think they're going to have a pretty good shot at being the tournament champion.
Right.
If, however, there are more than one team that have a similar record at the end of the tournament, then we go to point differential. Interesting way to start the second period now, as both jammers were in the penalty box for a short minute. Tian Crumpets is released first for Fog City.
Now, when both jammers are in the box, the jammer that comes in second only has to sit for the same amount of time that the first jammer sat. So if the first jammer sat for only 15 seconds before the other jammer arrived, then that second jammer only sits for 15 seconds.
Oh, boy. This is Black Mamba again. Boy, Black Mamba joining the jamming crew about midway during the first period for Hartford, and doing a really good job.
And we have, that is not Peach Gobbler. Why do they have
No, it's not. It's Black Mamba.
That is Black Mamba. I was
up
confused for a moment. I'm like, she's not even here. She's on the stream. Hi, Peach.
Okay, and Tian Crumpets now through, but Black Mamba with another scoring trip now. 8 on the board for Hartford right now. But Hartford deciding to run the game long. Big hit dealt out there by Sassy Dick, and Alien She completing the rollback. I think Black Mamba really taking the better part of discretion there, choosing to roll back, because Sassy Dick did kind of throw herself out.
Got 4 more on the board for Tian Crumpets. Let's see if she can get 4 more.
Yeah, Black Mamba with lead designation. Oh, now she'll call off the jam, as it looks like she took a shot.
Oh.
Yeah, she's registering a
she don't
little.
Look happy.
No, a little physical distress there. Can't tell. I think it was just a gut shot, so to speak.
Might have gotten the wind knocked out of her a little bit.
Yep.
Not fun.
All right, so that takes Hartford over the 100 mark now. 107 for the Wailers. Shipyard Sirens on 45. Justifiable jamming for Hartford again. Oh, my. Hits and giggles.
Woo.
Almost able to stay in bounds. That hit by Jetta
Running to the inside, though, and she gets lead jammer status. Hits and giggles for the Shipyard Sirens.
Yeah, great defense by Allie B. Bashing. Forces Justifiable back outside on the far straightaway.
That was a nice move of Liberty Violence to come help out her jammer.
Yeah, Hits and Giggles is dealing with Liberty Violence, calling off the jam. That's a profitable jam for Fog City. 3-0 for the Sirens, the Shipyard Sirens of Fog City Rollers of St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. All right. We got number 13, Flutter Rage, on the jam line for Hartford, and number 28, DC Kamikaze for Fog City. I don't see anybody in the penalty box, Brady.
That's a good start.
We'll see whether it continues. Ooh, oh my, I just heard a whistle.
That would be a cut track on...
Oh, it's on DC Kamikaze. Yep. So it's Power Jam Hartford.
Now, lead has not been established yet, so lead is still open.
That's right.
Hartford can get it and has gotten it.
Dame Smashes was the last line of defense for the Shipyard Sirens, but wasn't able to hold off Flutter Rage. First scoring pass now. Fog City, doing everything right here. They're trying to speed up the pack and then wall up at the front. But here comes the offense now for Hartford. 4 points going up for Hartford. It's actually a pretty, it was a pretty decent penalty kill.
It was.
For Fog City as DC Kamikaze now out of the penalty box. Yeah, 4 more, though, going up for Hartford. Hartford expanding their lead now, 115-48. This is starting to look a little closer to what the score differential of the last time these two teams played was. As we mentioned before, earlier this month, Hartford was able to put up 268 versus Fog City's 92.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, you got to look at that a couple of different ways. Number one, you would probably expect Hartford to prevail. But
right.
Number two, if you're the Shipyard Sirens and you can close that differential,
you might have a chance at the championship.
Yeah, that's a positive step.
Right.
Okay, so 3 more going up for the Shipyard, or for Hartford, 0 for the Shipyard Sirens. Fog City now sending Hits and Giggles to the jam line. Justifiable jamming for Hartford, and looking at the penalty box.
It's clear.
There is nobody there, Brady.
Right.
It's more fun when it's 5-on-5, right?
Right. And there's only ever people in the box when there's cookies in the box. My former HNSO from Charm City Roller Girls is here.
We've got
we've got a penalty on Justifiable.
Yeah.
That was a forearm. Interesting.
Yeah, so now it's a power
jam.
Lead jammer, Hits and Giggles, Shipyard Sirens make hay while the sun shines. How about that? Hits and Giggles tried to jump across the direction on Liberty Violence.
Man, Liberty has a lot of good follow-through. She does not give up.
No. Well, been playing the game for a long time. I remember calling games at my home league, Harrisburg Area Roller Derby in Pennsylvania, where Liberty would come down and play. And this is probably almost 10 years ago, Brady.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a veteran player. The Power Jam is over. Justifiable is out. And 4 more going up, though. Hits and Giggles for the Shipyard Sirens has 8. She may be trying to get a couple of her blockers back on the track now. All right, there we go. That's about as well as Fog City wanted to do. 8-0 on the jam. And now they're going to get one of their blockers back, I believe.
And it looks like we may be starting off with somebody in the box
from
Shipyard.
Yep. As I was saying, though, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Radicals of Wilkes-Barre Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I like that, Roller Radicals.
Yeah. Yeah, Liberty Violence, I think, was one of their original members.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was she a founding member?
I believe so.
Wow.
I wouldn't know for certain.
Right. Black Mamba coming in around the track now with a smile on her face.
Yeah, she is lead jammer. It's DC Kamikaze fighting those Hartford Wailers at the front. Right now, the Wailers are winning.
She got through real easy on that pass.
Yeah, Black Mamba.
No opposition.
Has really, we do award a most valuable blocker and most valuable jammer for each game.
I think she's in contention for most valuable jammer.
Especially since she did come in a little bit later in the action.
That's the best way to fall right there, with a smile and a laugh.
That's right. She calls off the jam. Black Mamba with 8 points on the jam. Yeah, because, coming in, you get if you look at it from some perspectives at least, most valuable, maybe not the one who scored the most points, but the one who had the most positive effect in the game.
Right.
And coming in and changing the dynamic like that. It's something to think about anyway. Jetta James back with the star for Hartford, and look at her. She's out there as lead. Tian Crumpets jamming for Fog City now completes the initial.
Looks like we've got a penalty on one of the Sirens. Didn't see what that was for.
Dame Smashes called for, it was actually a multiplayer.
Ah, okay. Couldn't see the hand signal from over here. Your eyes are better than mine. You've got those glasses on. They help you see better.
That's right. I have to have them sometimes. They're not a fashion accessory.
Well, they are very fashionable, though.
Well, thank you.
They're very nice.
Thank you. All right.
We got Justifiable for the Hartford Whalers, and it looks like we have Stunflower jamming for the first time for the Sirens. Let's see what she can do.
Stunflower bumped out by Flutter Rage. Justifiable quickly.
Sunflower is very quick to get back into the pack, though. She stops on a dime and jumps and hops right back in.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Justifiable just puts up points.
Yep. That's her job.
Yep. Okay, Stunflower is through now. Justifiable looking for the inside. It's being held off by Kimmy Crippler for Fog City, and that'll force the call off.
Unfortunately, no points for the Sirens because Stunflower did not pass any hips. She did come up to the pack, but again, in order to score those points, her hips have to have passed the opposing team's hips.
That's right. Two more now going up for the Wailers. Wailers taking control of the game right now. They are ahead by, my arithmetic says, 80 points right now. Fog City still on 56, but oh my.
Oh, what happened there?
Well, Tian Crumpets thought there was an
taking the long way
inside line open, but it got shut quickly by Rebel Scum for the Hartford Whalers.
I think Rebel Scum is also in line for most valuable blocker.
You know, that's a very valid point. We have a star pass now to Debbie
Downer. Oh, but the star
Downer.
has fallen off. What does that mean, Gretchen?
Well, if it came off during regular gameplay, they can't score points, but they can call off the jam if they're lead.
If they're lead, okay.
They don't lose that ability.
Right.
And obviously, if they took it off intentionally, they would lose the ability to take lead. She does get any points that she had accrued before it falls off.
I believe that was her initial because she got past the star, and then she was going to go in, and then just popped right off.
It happens sometimes, especially as gameplay is getting more and more ferocious in the pack work. Okay, Jetta James again jamming for Hartford, and this is Hits and Giggles with the star for Fog City.
Ooh, that looked like a direct hit to the arm there. That was making sure it was legal.
Yeah, that was that was MILF of Magnesia delivering the blow against Hits and Giggles. Lead jammer is Jetta James. Jetta hits the pack hard, calls off the jam. 0 for Fog City and 2 for Hartford.
Shout out to Rojo Derby. Hi there from Halifax. Can't wait to see Halifax play. Oh, their first whiff at a tournament.
Ooh.
Fun stuff.
Tell you what.
What's happening,
2
Gretchen?
points went up for Hartford, but those 2 points were costly because Jetta James was called for a back block.
So now she starts in the box.
As she called off the jam, that is correct. So it will be a power jam start in favor of the Fog City Rollers. Shipyard Sirens in the white. DC Kamikaze with the star. Let's see how the Wailers defend now.
Now, usually DC goes up against Jess, but since they are starting with someone in the box, they cannot put her out. So
yeah, she
gets lead.
That was nicely worked by Fog City. They kind of went into a 2-2 formation, and forced Hartford. Oh, my.
Wow, nice job getting out of the pack there. A bit of acrobatics there from DC Kamikaze.
And look how quickly Liberty Violence and I believe that is Flutter Rage were able to recover to stay in front of DC Kamikaze, but the points go up for the Shipyard Sirens. Power Jam is over, but Jetta James still on the initial pass. Little friendly fire taking down DC Kamikaze on the second scoring trip.
Sometimes that happens too.
There's a no pack announced, and now
Ooh, 2 of Shipyard Sirens headed to the box.
oh, that is
Ooh, 3 Shipyard Sirens headed to the box.
Yeah.
Oh my.
There's nobody on the somebody's going to have to be in the queue, as we say, for the Shipyard Sirens, but oh my, it's a difficult situation for DC Kamikaze because she
that 2-pack for the Sirens, they're able to keep Jetta out, and
they're doing a
her
good
very
job.
well. They
yeah.
are. That's Stunflower there with that blocking ability.
Yep, Liberty Violence now holding back DC Kamikaze. DC's really got to keep the jam running because she wants to try to get some blockers back on the track. She had a tidy 8-0 jam there, but once again had to keep it going because all of a sudden she lost all of her blockers.
Right, and I think she's also thinking about, again, that point spread and the possibility of how this tournament works out.
Sure.
And if she can get as many points as they can and try to close that gap, then they may have a chance.
Yeah, and really I think the if you're down in a tournament structure like this, definitely, if you get lead, running it long is probably a good idea because at that point you really do need to. It's a question, how many points you put up becomes really important.
Right.
16-10 on the jam, so that's a positive one for the Shipyard Sirens.
We've got Justifiable for the Hartford Wailers, and we've got Tea and Crumpets for the Shipyard Sirens. And Tea and Crumpets has lead.
Oh, no.
She does not have lead.
She does not have
JK,
lead.
LOL.
It was an unearned pass that was, and now she's being called off for a cutting the track penalty.
No.
It was a delayed. Oh, but look at
Jess
this.
is being called off for a penalty as well. So, do we have a jammer switch out here? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
So again, if 2 jammers are in the box, first jammer sits and the second jammer comes in, they only sit for the same amount of time that the first jammer did. So that was a very quick sit.
Yep, and now neither one has lead, and so this will be a 2-minute jam, of which 1 minute and 8 seconds remain. Justifiable, the first to score. Again, keep in mind, neither jammer able to call the action. Justifiable getting the attention of all of the Shipyard Sirens pack.
Very nice follow through there, though, by number 5, Alien She.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that's just the initial pass now for
Oh.
Tea and Crumpets. Ooh.
That's a back block call on Jess. She hit number 5 in that no-no zone.
That is right. And Fog City doing a really nice job recognizing that Hartford lost their jammer and immediately going to offense, making some room for Tea and Crumpets. All right.
Sirens going to help out their jammer since they're on a power jam.
Yeah, I mean, Fog City, when they are able to stay on the track, really have a kind of a sophisticated pack formation and flow. But that's what's been the difficult sticking point for them throughout a large part of this game is just they don't have their whole pack on the track.
Right. That looked like something that they had practiced before. They definitely knew what they were doing there.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Imagine that. They practice? What?
Yeah, pretty effective, no doubt about it. All right. Well, again, we are at a WFTDA recognized tournament. We have a timeout now called by Shipyard Sirens. And let's go ahead and talk about the rest of these WFTDA recognized tournaments this season. June 7th and 9th. What's going on there?
Got
Brady?
Westerns in Denver, Colorado. That's hosted by Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Yeah.
And then Uftapalooza, is that am I saying?
Ufta.
Ufta, yeah, that
Ufta.
sounds German.
Yeah, well, it's the Mid-State Sisters of Skate hosting that one in Wausau, Wisconsin.
Say that 5 times fast.
No
Mid-State
kidding.
Sisters of Skate. Blah, blah, blah.
I was fortunate enough to be one of the announcers at the original Uftapalooza. And it's really a lot of fun. The Mid-Skate Sisters of Skate skate in a sort of an exposition arena at a fairgrounds.
Ooh,
Yeah.
neat. So like all kinds of people can watch roller derby?
Yes.
Nice. I
Yep.
love it.
All right.
Black
Shipyard
Mamba with the lead jammer status for Hartford Whalers.
Yep.
Close behind, Hits and Giggles.
Oh, that was a nice defensive play by Allie B. Bashan. Knocked out Black Mamba. No points go up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Black Mamba thought that there was room on the outside of turn 1. Allie B. Bashan said, no, there's
Nope.
not.
That door's closed.
Oh, our track maintenance crew is having to work a lot today.
Yeah, on that particular spot right there, too, because everybody keeps coming in and out at that same spot, so I can see how the tape would come up there.
Yep.
One of our ninjas looks like a rainbow unicorn over there. I love it.
Flutter Rage is jamming for Hartford at the front of the pack. DC Kamikaze pushing at the rearward portion. Flutter Rage, one more to beat. That is Kimmy Crippler. And Flutter Rage wins the battle of attrition, I guess you could say. Lead jammer going to Hartford.
Now, people might have noticed that the pack was a bit spread out there, and that is perfectly fine to do. It's called bridging, and as long as players are within 10 feet of each other, they're still in play.
Yeah, Dozer getting a hit on Flutter Rage there. I'm impressed with the pack awareness of both of these teams, really, because that's what you're looking for. Is if the players get extended and they're not all in one lump, in order to notice where you can engage, make contact with the opponents, and where you can't.
It can make all the difference.
It sure can. All right, now I'm looking over at the penalty box.
Who dat?
Hey,
Oh,
there
hey,
we got
ladies.
a couple of the tournament organizers from the Rock Coast Rollers of Rockport, Maine. That was, I believe, Nacho Friend and Nasty Ness.
Oh, we've got a jammer race. Da, 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 da.
Debbie Downer and Justifiable. Debbie Downer is lead. Boy, these jammers have some speed,
Woo,
Brady.
This is fun. Oh, she kind of gave her a little push through. All right.
Oh, and it's a cut track penalty on Justifiable. Justifiable could be getting an insubordination on this. She is taking a long time to leave the track. But it appears as though the better part of discretion officiating is going to just make Justifiable sit for 30 seconds.
And there's some hooting and hollering going on in this house. People are excited for this.
Yeah, Debbie Downer with great speed, and now Hartford is able to set up their defense. Up at the front, that's Bruce Finn Tuna locking down.
Ooh.
Tempted Tishavia going toe-to-toe. That's a 12-0 jam in favor of Fog City.
And they've done that before, too. So now we've got Hits and Giggles starting for the Shipyard Sirens with, I believe, Jess is still in the box. So this is going to be a power start for the Shipyard Sirens. Let's see what unfolds.
That's right. A lot of action there. Oh, what a nice little bump out there by
an apex jump,
Kamikaze Killer.
almost successful. Ugh.
And how about that? Jess
Just right through.
Released from the penalty box. Sometimes I think that's almost an advantage,
Right.
Brady.
Might motivate her.
Well, and you get a chance to catch your breath. And as much as skaters know that jammer's in the box, sometimes if you don't see them on the track, at least momentarily, you forget they're there.
Right.
Nice defense there by Kimmy Krippler. Forces Justifiable to recycle, but 4 going up for Hartford.
I think Jess is a little tired. She looked at her coach and was like, come on.
Yeah.
Stuck out her tongue like, ooh, I'm tired.
Oh, my.
Oh.
That was another well done apex jump. 2 going up for the Shipyard Sirens. And did Jess get all of them? Well, she got 3 of them.
Yep.
That's a pretty well done apex jump.
Let's watch that replay there.
Yeah.
It was like a jump slide. Boom, boom.
Again,
Nice.
able
Legal.
to keep those feet in bounds.
Yep.
All right, back to the live action. Thank you, Chad of New England Roller Derby Report, for bringing us these beautiful images here from the Midcoast Recreation Center in Rockport, Maine. DC Kamikaze jamming for the Fog City Rollers Shipyard Sirens. Help me, Brady!
So we got Black Mamba coming around fast, but closely followed by DC Kamikaze. What is going to happen? Oh, a quick call by Black Mamba right in front of us. It looks like she put up 1 point.
1-0 in favor of Hartford, and there again, most importantly, 0 for the Shipyard Sirens. Debbie Downer now jamming again for Fog City. Liberty Violence in the first jam of the game for Hartford Wailers.
And did you say 4-2-1-1 Debbie Downer?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And nobody in the penalty box. So let's see what kind of chops Liberty Violence has with the star this morning.
Same kind of drive that she has when she's the pivot. She has good follow through.
Yeah, but Debbie
Right through the
Downer
back.
able to make it first. Oh, Debbie, both jammers going airborne for a second
nice.
there. 4 points for Debbie Downer, and I think the Shipyard Sirens is saying, well, you know, Liberty Violence has not jammed yet. Let's try to run this on her, kind of force her hand a little bit. Both teams going all defense right now. But Liberty Violence, oh my!
Oh, it looks like she was called on a forearm penalty.
Yeah,
Ooh.
a forearm penalty ran smack into Sassy Dick.
Power jam for Debbie Downer, but she calls it off. Or
Yeah.
it is called off because of time, right?
All right, yeah, time out being called by Fog City. That's a really nice bit of strategy there for Fog City. You've got, I mean, Liberty Violence has said, you know, she's a 10-year veteran. She's an excellent skater and, you know, one of the captains of the Hartford Wailers. But this is a jammer who's, you know, in their first jam of the game. Okay, so, you know, I mean, she's got definitely played a lot in the pack, but has not been jamming. Okay, so the second she sat down in the box, Fog City says, call it, let's take our points, and let's try to exploit this situation.
Right.
All right, rather than, you know, it's letting her come back out of the penalty box and having to face like Justifiable or Black Mamba or one of these really top jammers for Hartford. I'm not saying that Liberty Violence isn't a top jammer, but I'm saying she hasn't been jamming today.
Right.
So, you know, you're really taking the most advantage of this situation by calling the jam and putting up, who is this now for, it's Sits and Giggles.
Hits and Giggles.
Yeah.
Ooh, did you see her little juke move there? Shimmying those shoulders. That's a jammer move if I ever saw one.
Oh, yeah, and there's Black Mamba. It's nice to watch Hartford because they have so much versatility. All of these skaters do a little bit of everything.
They do. Very well-rounded individuals.
Well, and as smart as it was for the Fog City Sirens to take advantage of that penalty on Liberty Violence, Hartford responded by making it difficult for Hits and Giggles to get through. But Hits and Giggles is lead jammer on a scoring pass. The power jam is over, but Liberty Violence has yet to complete the initial.
She did try to jump into the pack, but was blocked out by, I believe, Banana Bomb.
Yeah. Okay, she's through now. So Hartford's done a pretty good job of killing the penalty. This is the first 4 points for Fog City.
Hartford is going to start out with Kimmy Crippler in the box there. Not sure what that penalty was.
Yeah. Well, you know now, Shipyard's made a little run here in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
They
They're
have
up
broken
over
100.
100.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Exciting stuff.
justifiable now with the star for Hartford. Fog City with number 28, DC Kamikaze. Yeah, the Shipyard Sirens have made a little charge now. 3:50 to go in the game, and justifiable now is lead jammer. Okay, DC Kamikaze being going to make it through. There's another one of those.
Oh, a nice apex jump by Jess, and she is calling.
Okay. 186 then to 102 in favor of Hartford. Now again, these teams played less than a month ago, and Hartford took that one 268 to 92. So unless we have just an unexpected flurry of points from Hartford, Fog City has done much better today than they did on April 6th of this year. So they got to be happy about that.
Right.
They've already scored more than they did on that previous game, and there's really kind of no question but that they're going to hold Hartford to fewer.
Right. Got to find the positives where you can.
That's right. And we have an official timeout on the track right now. We may have a foul out in progress here. I'm looking over to see as we have one of the skaters standing in the penalty box with the hand up.
I got in the first half I had 6.
Okay, yes, it is a foul out. That's Haka Harlow for Fog City. So that was that was the reason for the official timeout. Okay, back to live action. Who's that with lead jammer, Brady?
That's Flutter Rage, and we have Debbie Downer trying to make her way through the pack. Coming up again. Oh, and we have, I believe that is Sunflower to the box.
Yeah, with the pivot. So Debbie Downer has nobody to pass the star to.
Wah, wah.
4 more going up for Flutter Rage. A little jammer on jammer now on Debbie Downer. Debbie Downer getting up. You know, that's the thing. You expend so much energy as a jammer when the defense is tough. Oh, my.
That was a back block by Flutter there.
Yeah, so now it's a power jam. Debbie Downer would love to be able to call this off and get a fresh jammer out there for Fog City, but she can't do it.
No.
She's just going to have to keep on going. Now she gets some help from her teammates. Oh, and Debbie Downer might have scored those points, but she's going to have to recycle just to avoid the track cutting penalty. All right, Debbie Downer. This is what Hartford has done all game long, is just grinding Fog City's jammers. Here is Banana Bomb trying to run some offense, but she's going to have to go back to defense and another back block on Flutter Rage.
Oh, coming in way too hot to that pack.
Yeah, 2 in a row now. 11 seconds. Flutter Rage has not even sat down yet. She's sitting down right now. So 5 seconds to go in the jam. I think Debbie Downer is going to be very pleased that this jam is over.
And now they're going Shipyard Sirens are going to start on another power jam.
That's right, 8-4 on the jam in favor of Hartford Wailers, which is pretty impressive when you think that Flutter Rage was out for a large portion of the jam. We have an official review now being requested by, I'm trying to see, okay, it is by Hartford. So our venue announcer, George Carnage, is in the mix there, and he's going to let us know what the challenge is in just a little bit. Meanwhile, okay, Hartford with 194, Shipyard Sirens with 106. We have a little bit of adjustment going on the venue scoreboard right now for time, but I see 3:02 on the timeout. Well, we'll get some clarification on that in just a couple of minutes. Let's see if we have anybody making any comments on the chat.
Yeah, they haven't talked in a while.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Tell us what's going on. What are you doing today? Where are you from?
That's right. Are you enjoying the game? Are you a fan? Who are you rooting for? You know, do you?
I saw some Mamba fans earlier. They put little snake emojis.
Oh, yeah.
That was super cute.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's go back to our roster of WFTDA recognized tournaments. Coming up in June, from the 14th through the 16th in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, hosted by Montreal Roller Derby La Classique, Georgia W. Tush.
I love it.
Yeah, Georgia, one of the founding members of Montreal Roller Derby, one of the finest people you will ever meet in the roller derby world. So I'm hopefully everybody can join in on that one. Hometown Throwdown coming up in Portland, Oregon.
Which is the same time as East Coast Derby Extravaganza, also known as ECDX to those in the derby world. That's in Feasterville, Trevose, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And that's hosted by Philly Roller Derby.
ECDX, one of the
More
original roller derby events, the summer event on the East Coast. All right, we're getting ready to go. We got 57 seconds on the period clock. DC Kamikaze will be starting in a power jam for the Fog City Rollers, and both teams full strength in the pack.
All right. And DC Kamikaze is out with lead jammer status.
Well, this, if you are a Fog City fan, this could be a nice way to end this game on a positive note. DC in control. Oh, God, Liberty Violence with a very aggressive hit. Takes DC to the inside and now bumping her to the outside. The power jam is over. Flutter Rage still on the initial pass. This is a scoring pass for DC Kamikaze, but boy, they are not giving up their points easily, Brady.
Ooh. That was a nice big hit, but called on a penalty for that was, let's see who that is. 5150, that is MILF of Magnesia in the box right now.
DC Kamikaze putting up points, 4 more for the Shipyard Sirens.
Look at this in the comments. Lix13 watching from China.
That's right. Well, Lix is one of the original organizers of Coastal Chaos.
No way!
Yes,
Lix!
yes.
That's cool.
She and Jamie moved to China
Wow.
at the end of last year. And how are you doing? I'm glad that you're able to watch. The period clock has expired, but DC Kamikaze is in the process of the rollback of all time now, being rolled back by none other than Flutter Rage. Okay, 14 seconds left in the jam. Flutter Rage, that's just the initial pass, Brady. If you can believe that. Shipyard Sirens really making a statement here at the end of this game. That's it. The period clock has expired. The jam clock has expired. And the Shipyard Sirens end on a very positive note. 7-0 on that jam now, taking them to 113, holding Hartford to under 200. Final score unofficially 194 to 113. Yeah, so you got to give Fog City credit. Again, that last score less than a month ago was 268 to 92. So here today, not only did Fog City better their scoring output to 113, but they bested their allowed points against Hartford by what's 6 and 68? That would be 74.
Yeah.
So they did 74 points better on defense. And
do you think that's significant enough to move them up in the rankings?
It's very possible. It is very possible. Yes.
That's a very intricate system I am not yet familiar with, and how they move up and down the rankings as far as like how many points it takes for you to move up or down. Or
it's the algorithm. It's all in the algorithm. Well, and you got to. It's almost an impossible task because you're asking for an equalization of teams on 6 different continents, many of whom will never play each other.
Right.
So how do you really know?
Right.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah. All right, well, coming up next, we have the Black Rose Rollers of Hanover, Pennsylvania.